Hey there folks, welcome back to the Dammâseq Campaign. Last time we continued to consolidate our new holdings, particularly with a new road out to the Tadmor Oasis City. We also see in the Atlas mode that they have quite an interesting icon here over the Temple of Mot. Again, this isn't a temple that I plan to keep permanently over here, but for now we're going to keep it as it does provide some bonuses for Tadmor. Also, we are roading out to our now new furthest extent to the east over here at Sushkalu. Going to eventually build a fort here. I guess I could actually get that going at this time. Actually, not quite. I need a bit more money. And we're also going to be doing some more roading first, so we're going to hold off on that. We're not in serious danger of Mari attacking me. We do have a border with Mari now, so we should keep that in mind. This could present possible problems, although they're generally not too furious with me. Our same religion is going to help out a little bit, and as our AE goes down, that will also help out quite a bit. And we also have our Levy of Herman up and about, ready to do some anabasis, but then I realized that I don't really have a lot of PI stored up for this purpose, and having them wait around for multiple months, possibly for multiple years, for enough PI to do it in all the Ugrit locations, will I think cause more trouble than it's worth. So, since I don't have any PI stored up, I'm actually going to go ahead and lower the first Levy of Herman. I'm going to just sort of abandon this whole idea. Also, this will help my war exhaustion quite substantially to lower them before they start to get that ticked up. So that's totally fine. Other than that, I think we're good to just go ahead and resume here. We were waiting on a truce timer with Ebla. Let's see here. That's not the truce timer. Here it is. Yeah, 22nd of June, 9:04. So just a couple months away, we could go to war with Ebla once again. Ebla is currently fighting Arna and Arna, and we noted last episode the weird partner team of Arnes are teamed up against Ebla. I don't think they're going to get very far, but they're, taking a couple things here and there. But I'm sure we could take Ebla if we want. My goal with this sort of follow-up war would mostly just be to get Ebla's remaining Ebla holdings, and then basically kick them into the Aleppo plain to get probably killed by the Arnes, or to be killed by Mari. I don't really care about that. Yeah, and that would be the goal there. So, not necessarily a super expensive peace deal, but one that would potentially involve a lot of AE, but we are losing AE quite fast. Although now I guess that I lowered my levy, we'd have to wait for these guys. I guess it's not going to be too far after the truce is done. So I think once we can re-raise the Herman levy, just so we're not having them staying around for half a year not doing anything, and costing us war exhaustion and whatnot, we will get everybody going and go to war with Ebla once again. The rush here, because I could just keep waiting, is I just want to make sure that someone that isn't under Mari's protection doesn't enter the Ebla region, because then we're not going to be able to do anything, because I'm 100 trillion% not going to be attacking Mari. Also, I love how as this channel goes on, and I keep coming up with new higher numbers to say the percent of something that I'm not going to do. So let's just scale it back a bit. 100% not going to be attacking Mari or fighting with Mari right now. It's not happening. They've got a serious levy, and military tech-wise, not so much. So these guys have not been focusing on their infrastructure the way that, for example, Kemet has been. Of course, no one can beat us on tech level or on levy size, but Mari is still a serious nation to worry about. Either way, we'll worry about that later. So for now, I think what we want to do, let's see here. So we also have Hermesh, who we did release. They're actually in this defensive league with Ebla, so we can basically attack Ebla. Actually, we can't attack Ebla. We don't have a claim on them. Oh. I'm glad I'm noticing this now. Okay, I guess we took the stuff that we claimed from Ebla. I guess what we could do is wait, and then on 1st of January, 9:05, see if we get a claim on Ebla through that. I'm actually more comfortable doing that. I want to let my war exhaustion build back down, and we could alternatively just end up fighting the Joffin Revolt, who we will have a claim on by the end of the year. I think what I'll do is, I'll let the Joffin Revolt claim finish, obviously, and then 1st of January, 9:05, I'll do the War Council. If I get a claim on Ebla, I'll go for Ebla first, because that's more of a priority. If I don't get a claim on Ebla, or I don't get an option for a claim on Ebla, or someone that Ebla is in the league with so I can fight them. I don't think we can. I think it can only be a neighbor, so I think it'd have to be Ebla. The options at the minute are basically just the Revolt, who we're going to have a claim on, Jaffa themselves, who I think already have claims on, yeah. Moab, who is my protection recipient, so I shouldn't get a claim on them, but I guess I might from the War Council. Tunip, who's already my client state, so I don't think I can. Mouth of the Orontes, who is my tributary, so I don't think I will. Ursu, who is actually no longer. Oh no, Ursu integrated the person that lived over here. Al-Alat? Something like that. Ursu's coming over here. What's Alalak, yeah, that was the name. So Ursu actually integrated their vassal. So I guess Ursu might be a potential future opponent. So I don't really want to fight Ursu if I don't need to, though. And then obviously Ebla. So, and yeah, also just for fun, let me investigate where your Brudu is now. That's not the right button. I kind of want to keep tabs on your Brudu, see how their migration goes. Yeah, they're all the way up here now. They're still migrating away. They're looking for new land elsewhere, which is probably the right move, but they are out of here. Alright, whatever the case, I think we're good just now to go ahead and resume. Yeah. Continue building our road over there. So now that we're going to wait, I can spend some money on the fort at Sushkalu, which I think I should probably prioritize, to be fully honest. So yeah, that fort will be a handy thing just to have on the border, and we'll road our way over to it. And then the Jordan Rift Valley team can be relieved of duty once again. I don't think we need to worry too much about that. Yeah, out here in the desert, it's slow going, but good to get this down preemptively, just to be safe. Oh my gosh, Arna is like actually doing kind of well. Yeah, again, Ebla can't use their army because they just raise them at their capital, so... Okay, I am trying to build back up my PI, but 6 stability is 6 stability, so we're going to go for that. That is a surefire bet. So I do want to build a city at Arita, but I haven't gotten there quite yet, so we keep waiting. I should also fortify... Well, I don't know about fortify. I should do some construction over here, though. Palaces and whatnot, to get more PI. Or to get more stability, I mean. More happiness, I should say, which is going to lead to more stability. Or I guess this happiness doesn't lead to stability. It's going to lead to conceptual stability, maybe not mechanical stability. It's perfectly fine, though. Alright, these guys are almost done. 23rd of July. Yeah, score-wise, we are way outpacing everybody else now, which is a great place to be. Alright, good job, boys. I think your roading days for now are done. I'll call upon you again soon. I guess I could have them road this part here, but I could honestly just raise the Kadesh levy to do it for themselves. But that being said, I don't really want to put the Kadesh levy on a giant timer, and that might be what happens, so... Alright guys, I have one more mission for you. Let's unite together Kadesh with these locations over here. So yeah, they're going to take them a road network. Perfect. We have a Scorn family, because our physician died, or something happened. Alright, do we have any Mashids that have any good characteristics? No. Let me see if I can... Alright, let me think about this. Anyone with really high stats? 737. I could use you in a research position, maybe. Hold on. You're also pretty old. Any younger characters I could cycle in? This guy's probably the youngest Mashid I'm going to get. So 5'1", 5'5". I guess this guy could be my court philosopher. I think we have more than enough Aberids in positions. Let me hire that guy. This will do, and then for physician, we'll just hire somebody for quality. Yeah, this guy's fine. Minor character. Okay. That works for me. AE is declining quick. War exhaustion's almost down to 0. Once we lower the levy, that's going to help out a lot. Yeah, Jaffa doesn't really have the troops, I don't think, to really respond to the Civil War. The thing is, this claim may end up not being needed if either side wins, but I have a claim on Jaffa, the Jaffa tag, so I either beat the Jaffa tag in a war if they've retaken this, or if this has become Jaffa, or I beat the revolt in a war on their tag. So either way, it will work out, so that's not too bad. Coming to the city of Arita. Oh, I was making Arita a city. Oh yeah, okay. So I was already on top of that. Good thing I didn't say too much more and look like a goofy goober. Something I would never do on this channel. I never look goofy at all in any of my actions. Alright, I think we should attend to our provincial situation here, loyalty-wise. Where are things trending down the most severely? Not just where are they, like, at the minute, but what's the trend? Sagata, I may need to attend to, but we'll come back to that. Anybody else with downward trend that's really bad? No, not really, honestly. I think everyone's doing okay. Yeah, right, so over here at Sagata, at Ardata, specifically the capital, think what I'm going to do is build a palace. That should help out quite a bit and help transition us over to cultural assimilation. Remember, these guys are largely Ugariti, even though this is in the Phoenicia region. This is the Ugarit section of Phoenicia, because it's bordering with the Ugarit region. So that palace should help out quite a bit. Okay. Some coffee sipping directly in the microphone. I'm sure all of you love that. 25k, almost 26k manpower max now. Quite good. Alright, over here, let's see. Palace is done. Let me import some... What do I need here? Freeman happiness. Let me import some base metals. Yeah. Egyptians. Sounds fine to me. Great. We have a claim on the Joffrin Revolt. Good. Again, I don't really... The thing, too, is I kind of want to let my AE go down a bit further. Let me wait for the end of the year before I decide what I'm doing there. Okay, so over here, to get over here, we go southward. So to get here, we go southward. So there's no reason to build... Yeah, there's a mountain valley right here. This mountain valley was going to cause, like, yeah, look at this, plus 50% movement speed. I guess they're both mountain valleys, technically. So we have to go through mountain valleys whatever way we go, unfortunately. But for some reason, to get to Arita... Why is this faster? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let me think about this. One mountain valley either way, then another mountain valley, and then 2 farmland. So to get from here to Arita, you'd think it would go in the northern route, but it actually still goes in the southern route for some reason. So I guess these, like, the way that the movement's calculated is it's not just like the center of the territory. Where in the territory that's depicted on the map the sort of anchor point is for movement seems to be quite hard to predict. So because of some quirk of the way this is laid out, the southern route is the faster route. So we're going to road our way, first of all, over to Irkata, and then from Halpa back up to Arita, just so we have a little triangle here for easy movement. And then these guys can go home. So that sounds fine to me. Honestly, if Ebla gets mostly defeated by Arna, that's not the end of the universe. Although Arna is in a region that Mari is in, Arna is not under Mari's protection or anything like that, so it's not the end of the universe. We can always just leave Arna up there to be taken out by Mari later. Either way, back over here, I think we continue worshipping Shapesh. My tyranny reducing plan is continuing at a pretty good pace here, so we don't want to interrupt that too much there. Let's sort of take stock of things as well. I was kind of wondering if we could wait for a succession. Abdustart's gone down to healthy, but he's still in very, very good health, given that his descendants have largely had unhealthy 60s and 70s. He's in pretty good shape, all things considered. So I think we're gonna likely have him for probably another 10 years at least. I guess we'll see what happens, but not expecting a succession super soon. When Ahiram does come to the throne, he's going to bring 9 charisma to the national effect, so that's really good for anti-tyranny. At the moment, we just have 7, so that's we're gonna continue our efforts. I'm gonna try to get down to like let's say 50-ish tyranny before we start switching gears back over to assimilation. Ultimately, assimilation is better for the long term, but I just want to get back down to like middle of the bar tyranny, because 100 is the cap. I just want to have room for different uses of tyranny and just try to stay in that area. I'm not going to set super firm rules with that in terms of what I need to be at, but I just want to kind of be back there. Either way, so first things first, let's go ahead and... Actually, before I do the War Council, let me investigate if there's any other younger characters I could cycle into the government. I just want to kind of keep people building up statesmanship as we go here. I guess we can probably get away with until the succession with the current government that we have. I think things will look pretty good. Yeah, our researchers are absolutely stacked. 10, 10, 10, 9. And also, like, we're doing better than normal. I mean, aside from having kind of the bad Mashid character be our philosopher, we couldn't avoid that. Things are looking pretty solid, all things considered. Yeah, certainly could be worse. Okay. We are waiting on more stability to do a couple of law changes as well. Namely, I think I'd want to switch over to public notaries once I have more stability, which I'm going to probably want to be at 65 or more stability to do this, to be fully honest. Especially with the loyalty effect. But that wage reduction will be so valuable, to be fully honest. And King of Kings would be nice, but we're not really there yet. Also, we are still integrating Tunip. That's not going to be done for probably maybe around the time of the succession. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see what happens with that. I want to feed the Ebla land. Oh, you know what? Actually, I can just... I mean, I have to get a claim on Ebla first. We're going to do the War Council in a second. But I could actually just take the Ebla stuff and feed it to Tunip to greatly reduce my war exhaust... or my aggressive expansion. So yeah, actually we do have a way to deal with Ebla. So let's do this War Council now while we still border Ebla for the minute. Although actually, one problem might be that if Ebla is defeated by Arna, then we have to worry about actually fighting Arna. So we'll worry about that when we get to it. Let's just do the War Council. Okay, all Dammâseq sleeps as the War Council drags well on into the night. Assembled are 3 brilliant Canaanite minds summoned to provide insight, each determined to convince us of the validity of their argument. Bat Noam, a well-loved and competent leader, Ind Damu, a well-known rogue and philanderer, Gizgo, something of a wild card whose opinions are regarded as novel. Despite significant discourse, ale, and argument, no consensus is made on the target for our future expansion plans. Bat Noam believes fervently that the Eblaite province of Kriza should rightfully be under Canaanite rule. Ind, Damu, and Gizgo, however, wishes to focus on Jaffane Revolt or Jaffa. Okay, so we have our answer here. We have claims on Jaffa and the Jaffane Revolt. I guess I could have ended up not doing that manual claim with PI on the Jaffane Revolt, but it's fine. I didn't know how things would change back at the time. So yeah, we're going to get a claim on Ebla. Fortunately, by coincidence, the character that has the lowest loyalty by far is one that gets loyalty for this, so Bat Noam has the truth of it. War with Ebla it is. Now, one problem is that the Ebla stuff we want is currently held by Arna, and it's Arne with the Circumflex, so this Arna up here, who I don't have any way to fight, so that's not ideal. What about the other Arna? No, I don't have any claims on them either. And they're in a defensive league and in an alliance with each other, so the Arna team is safe from me for the minute, so I can't do too much here. I basically need them to, like, end their war and not take this, which, at the minute, they couldn't take it with the peace deal right now, because they don't border that. Also, Ebla's been taking their stuff up here. I think Ebla maybe used their other regional levies, or they hired mercenaries, because Ebla clearly has forces up here occupying stuff, so this war is probably in a bit of a stalemate. I can't tell who is winning here. Ebla actually declared the war, for what it's worth, and I think Ebla's winning the war. I think up here is one of the capitals. Yeah, this is the capital of Small Arna, and then this is a provincial capital in Big Arna, with, yeah, Marusha being the capital of Big Arna. Okay, so I don't really want to get kind of tangled up in Ebla's fight with the Arna team, but I think I do need to kind of take advantage of this claim. I think I just have to wait for them to finish, though, which isn't ideal for keeping my levy raised. This is when having legions would be nice, because legions are always raised and ready to go. So I think for now we just keep waiting and continue roading up and letting our war exhaustion hit 0. That's going to help out a lot. Letting our AE decline certainly doesn't hurt. Once we hit 0 AE, I'll go to war with whatever the situation is, but there's no need to rush here. Also letting my PI build back up. In the meantime, I'm going to take another second, because we're at a 5-year increment here, to do another sort of check of my nation here. I know I do this a lot, but we're speeding along at speed 4. I'll actually speed on speed 3 preemptively. So I do want to keep on top of this. Yeah, so I think at this point, everybody who's not already on Borderlands is trending. They're pretty far away from 75%, so I think we just keep it as it is. But I will investigate quickly. Yabrudu, I'm still not sure if local autonomy is the best option for them. I guess I could switch it to acquisition of wealth for a bit more value. They'd probably go into disloyalty if I did that. They also need more food now, which isn't going to help. Yeah, they lost one of their things. I never get notified when I get more import routes in these locations, so although them having negative trend food isn't actually affecting their loyalty, so let me think about this. I think what I need to do is replace the beer. Let me do it like this. We get one more copy of olives for slave happiness, assuming that... actually, beer is better than olives, so let me switch around the other way. Let me get 2 copies of beer for slave happiness. We're not going to see right away what the effect of this is. And then, just to make sure that we're not starving, I might be able to get away with this. I don't know if getting a full copy of a food resource would give us way more than the minimum, so can I just move somebody out of here? Stop it from starving. Maybe. This place only needs 20, right? Yeah. We also have a noble living in the slave city. That's funny. I'm going to try and move all slaves that I don't imminently need for the mines, the gold mines, out of the province. I'm going to move them into Adra, as usual. So first of all, let me move them into Kutaifa from around the area. Not from Adra. That is a sure thing. I should leave a couple just to keep it from being depopulated. That's okay. These places are all extremely low population now, but that's totally fine. And now into Adra, we're going to move a giant team out of here from Kutaifa. Alright. Let me first move all of the Yabrudui, because they're going to be more unhappy, and then everybody else until we get to 20 slaves. There we go. Was I trading for vegetables during all this? I am. Good. I have local trade. Okay. This is not going to update until the monthly tick, but I think this should solve the food problem. We just moved like 10 plus slaves out of the province, so it may also help with the loyalty problem. So we'll revisit Yabrudu after the monthly tick. And then from here, I should really do another round of like slave micro, but I have so much territory now, it's going to take a long time to really do good slave micro at this scale. So let me think about that later. Let me come back to this. Alright, Biblos. Yeah, keep on that. Other than that, this is maintainable. Sidon probably needs to stay on this a bit longer. Tyr definitely does. Tadmor definitely does. Also, Tadmor does have enough local food, thank God. I want to deal with more Yabrudu-style problems. Ugrit needs to stay on Harsh Treatment. This place maybe needs to be on Harsh Treatment, but I guess we're chancing it as it is, so that's fine. This place here, yeah, necessary. Surprisingly, we can pull this off. This as well. Yeah, no, that's proper. Okay. Jaffa is actually quite happy, which is nice. Yeah, I think all of our policies are set up correctly, which is nice. I don't have to spend lots of tyranny changing around everything. Either way, what am I doing now? Let me go ahead and attend to my slave economy. So let me first get a lay of the land here. We have 2,200 slaves, actually even more, 2,260 slaves. 55% of our nation is slaves. We need to start promoting these people, it's just kind of a matter of time. We just have to keep waiting. So what can I do with these slaves here? I think I'm going to move a bunch of slaves into Maraba and Duma. These places are going to have enormous noble desired ratio because of my modifiers. So we want to have as many people as possible that can promote up towards noble and citizen and freeman and whatnot, even tribesmen. So I'm going to mostly redistribute the slaves out of Adra into Maraba and Duma. So let me actually split them 7 and 7. So from Adra, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then over here, alright, perfect. Alright, so now these guys are at least living in city areas where they're going to be under better care, so that's good. Alright, I think that's the most I'll do at the minute. I think once the succession happens, I'll do a longer sort of like what I did with the recent succession, like a multi-episode review of the nation. I'm aware that at some point the diminishing returns of doing that much micro becomes an issue for the campaign's pacing, but I'm the one running this campaign, so I'm just going to decide how to do it. So sorry everyone if you're bothered by that, but yeah, like I like to play this game like that. That's been my modus operandi for years now, and At this phase of the campaign, if you're still here watching, presumably you've enjoyed the amount of focus I put in. I mean, this kind of focus is what has put us at the score that we're at. Almost 3 times the score of Kemet, the most powerful nation on this map, arguably, based on their circumstances. With the power of the Nile, with our like, not very good Canaan land, we are outperforming those guys because we're doing this much micro. So this is about sheer, like, critical mass of game, like, system mastery, and that's what we're trying to pull off in this campaign. So we are going to not slack, we're going to continue focusing on it, but not at the minute. I think we're going to keep waiting a little bit longer for the succession, because then we'll do a multi-episode thing where we review everything, so it's not happening too often. Alright. On we go. And for now, I'm going to save my money and build another palace over in the Ugarit area. Probably. Well, maybe I'll wait, actually, because I need money to do this road. Although these guys are going to take 1,000 years to travel between each location, so they're going to be done roading not very soon, is what I should say. Anyways, yeah, Kemet's not having a lot of revolts down here. What is Kemet up to? They are fighting Nubia once again, and Nubia's city-state friend over here, Kereti. Okay. Nubia is so far winning against Kemet, which is not a great look for Kemet, but okay, sure. I'm sure they'll figure it out. Yeah, as long as Kemet's focused down here, I'm left alone for now, and that gives me time to get to Jaffa later. No need to rush here. Alright, we're almost done over here. Horse breeding. Oh my gosh, this music sting. A horse breeder has approached our court wanting to sell us some of his finest breeds. He offers us some horses for our war chariots. They are immune to fear, as the master claims. Alternatively, he has some sturdy horses to help the farmers in the fields, seeing as to how beautiful and useful his breeds are. Actually, seeing as to how beautiful, there's a little typo there, and useful his breeds are, he would be useful in our employ. Well, this would be a nice bonus if I had any chariots to use for the bonus, and without legions I can't. Also, another one of these events. I can't make use of any chariots without legions, so not yet. Ooh. Ooh, wow, that's a really good bonus. And that is, what is that, 15 years of national tax on global monthly food? Or we get a master breeder in our court, which I don't know what this does, so I'm not going to do it. Yeah, farms always need help. Absolutely. Let me see what this does to my economy. 77.24. That on the monthly tick. Holy crap, 87.09. We're almost at 100 gold per month. Sheesh. Alright, so yeah, we're definitely doing fine food-wise over here. So now we can go ahead and import even more beer. Just beer for days. So we should have some happier slaves. I'm sure they're not, like, super thrilled, but this should really help with their loyalty, which means we might be able to squeeze even more value out of here with a change. Probably not bleed them dry, because this affects provincial loyalty directly and also the slave happiness directly and the food, so this is not a good option in your Brudu. But perhaps, let's see, acquisition of wealth would be okay. This is probably our best policy for your Brudu, in honesty, because this place is overwhelmingly Dammâseq. I don't need to convert anybody here or assimilate them, so let's see if we can pull this off. I think we can I think this updates immediately, so let's check back on the monthly tick, but I think we're okay now with that. Also, our Herman levy is ready again. Bountiful harvest? Ooh, that's... Ooh, my gosh. Look at this option here. 3 stability or 732 gold. Ooh. Oh, man, I really want the golds. Oh, my greed. It's just spiking. But the stability is more valuable right now. God, I want that gold. The people shall rejoice. No gold for me, but a golden age for Canaan is what we're going to have instead. Okay, I think we're going to, yeah, Ebla's returned. They have their Aleppo Plain Levy, which is large enough to siege down unfortified locations. Good thing Ebla didn't fortify any of their towns, because they can just resiege it freely, which means we can go to war with Ebla and take this stuff now that they're going to resiege it from Arna pretty efficiently here. Although this, I think we can get in the peace deal anyways. I think we're almost at our manpower max. It is still rising. We're up to 26.395, but I'm a bit nervous we're going to hit it, so let's go ahead and raise the armies and get moving. The Jordan Rift Valley force can finish roading here and then just retire for now, just so we get more war exhaustion reduction. But I think everybody else is ready to raise up. In fact, I might just use the Herman levy, to be honest. I think it's more than enough, and this way we can easily do sacking micro without needing to, for it to be too convoluted. Ebla doesn't seem to have any really strong martial characters. We see that at least one of their governors is 3 martial, their actual king is 3 martial, and I don't think they have anything in any of their regions, so it's just their Aleppo Plain and their Ebla governors that are involved here. So with our 5 martial, we should be more than fine. So let's go ahead and do it like that. Raise them up here at Circea, good, and then get moving. And then I guess we could also do Anabasis kind of on the way over. Do I need to do it around here at all? I don't think so. I guess I could do it up here in Tunanapa, but this isn't a high priority. Let's save my PI for now, and coming up here, I think let's just head straight to Gra. Because what I want to do is siege down things and kill their levy, and then go over to their capital and assault it. Obviously I want to get their capital in the war, that's a big priority, so let's do that. These guys are almost done. Okay. Alright, I think you guys are finally done for now. I guess while you're over here, more roading. If you're here, getting it up here, you do take the road. Okay, good. I guess I could road through here, but I really don't think that's necessary. We do still go around like that. Yeah, from here we don't take this passageway, so it is too slow. So you guys are done. I know you're going to be relieved about that. Let's lower these guys before the war starts, that we're not worried about not being able to lower them. Also, they're up to 21 guys now, so that's quite nice. Okay, and Phoenicia is starting to grow its own little levy. Maybe Phoenicia will reach 10 cohorts one of these days, and it'll be able to be my new road crew team. That would be quite nice for the Jordan Rift Valley levy. They've been doing road crew duty for many years now, so I'm sure they're pretty sick of that. Okay, let's see. Byblos, and then Berat. I think... Let me think about this. These guys are totally fine. These guys, I want to build a palace at Darat. Yeah. There we go. Let's keep building palaces. The reason I'm focusing on palaces so heavily is because of all the provincial loyalty boosting buildings for cities, they have the most other good effects. So even though they're expensive, they're a good first building to get down in place, because they also give you more trade routes, so you can trade in those happiness resources, as you've seen as we've done this campaign. Let me temporarily put them onto that in case they get up to their full amount by the monthly tick, and then on the monthly tick we'll go to war with Ebla, which we can do. They do call in Sarakib and Hermesh, but we also call in Tunip. This does free up the Ebla army and puts them in play. Shouldn't be a problem. I can't imagine these guys together, the 3 of them, have Ebla and their allies, I mean, have anywhere near 10,000, and even if they hire mercenaries, I can just pay the mercenaries off, to be fully honest. We have palaces building that we can cancel if we need to, so I think we're going to be good. And once we secure the Ebla region, I'm going to just kind of fortify up the border with Mari, and then just kind of let them eat up anybody remaining outside the region. I don't want to leave this region, without a really strong reason to, which I don't think I have. Anyways, let's go ahead and go to war with Ebla. Another war. I think this is going to be our 3rd Ebla war. Not entirely sure. I guess it's going to tell us what it's called. Oh. What? Weren't you just fighting Ebla? Wait, where did the other Arna go? Oh, I think Ebla actually... Oh, you know what I think happened? I think Ebla finished their war and they won, and they actually... Yeah, they actually conquered Little Arna, and now Big Arna is Ebla's defensive league partner. Well, I guess in the face of Canaan and Mari, sandwiched between 2 Bronze Age empires, these guys are willing to overlook their little fights with each other on short notice, based on the circumstances. It's not going to help them much. I'm not very scared of Big Arna either, so this should be totally fine. All right, take Kriza. Let's do it. Alright, here we go. So the Eblite local power of Ebla with Sarakib, Hermesh, and Arna rally together to defend. Here we come. Let me think about this. So this is also an Ebla, so I need to get that at least, but fortunately, what I plan to do is just, once I control territory, I'll just give it over to Tunip to control, and then they'll get it in the peace deal. This will slow down my integration of Tunip, but whether I control the territory directly or Tunip controls it actually doesn't really matter, because my main goal is to stop Mari from controlling it, so this is perfectly fine. Tunip also are, let's remember, in the Eblite culture groups, it's gonna be easier for them to maintain the territory than me. And at the minute, I do control a pretty okay border where I can then, once I integrate Tunip, I can then deal with whatever buildings they've done. It's gonna be totally fine. All right, so I think what we do first is let me split these guys apart into groups of 500 or 5,000. You head over and grab Anza, and then you come up and grab Yafat. Although actually, you first go to Soha, sack that. We're going to spend the stack money on building palaces, as we've done before. Should be totally fine. Let's hope that Tunip actually raises their morale first before they go fight immediately, as they have not done in the past. We shall see. And of course I can call the Kadesh levy on short notice. Like, I can still raise them, even... yeah, I can still raise the Kadesh levy at any time. So that's the other nice thing, too, with the Kadesh being right here, is Kadesh, their levy is kind of on standby. I can just raise them to come right over and join in, kind of on short notice, if the need arises. Okay, good work. Come over and grab Anza. And then over here, this is all an Ebla as well, so we do want to also fully annex, or I guess give Hermesh over to Tunip, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know how that works. I guess Tunip will get the AE, which I guess sucks for them, but they're my client state, so they don't get to have a say. They're just going to have to, you know, eat Tunip up. No worries about that. Get another import route over here from the palace. What do we need over here? Oh, citizen happiness, desperately needed. Gemstones, please. Thanks. Right up here. This place needs more citizen happiness. Actually, this place doesn't have any buildings yet. I haven't really fortified Ugarit yet, so if these guys go to Ugarit, we may be in trouble, because we only have one fort on the border, and then technically one fort at Kadesh blocking the border here, so we need to be a little careful about that, but I think we should be okay. I have line of sight over this whole area, of course, so we're not going to be caught off guard by anything. Alright. Poor harvest. Several years of widespread crop failure is taking its toll on our country. While our people initially persevered with true Canaanite spirit, now they have begun to blame their governors, enemies, and even an advisor they see as the most responsible for this. Abdestart Mashid, my court philosopher? What? What's he doing? Alright, I'm not going to gain... hold on. That's Abdestart Mashid, not Abdestart Abarid. So let's read this carefully. No, that is Abdestart Abarid. So these characters are the same names, which is very confusing. So either we gain, like, ourselves, Abdestart Abarid loses 10 popularity, which is okay, or gain 15 popularity and gain 10 corruption, which I don't want to do, because that will affect a lot of things in a negative way. So, raise the price of grain. Yeah, he's not going away anytime soon, so we can't do corruption manipulation at the minute. That's unfortunate, but there's nothing we can do about that. We're going to get bad events like that every so often when we have low-quality characters. Sacking of Yafat, and then what's going on over here? Hold on. Yeah, these guys have a big morale advantage. I don't agree with the game's assessment here. This is hold on, actually. You know what? No, I do agree with the game, because there's a 1 dice penalty in Desert Hills. I thought this was a Plains tile, but no, this is a stealth Desert Hills tile. Yeah, even with the numbers advantage, Tunip will struggle to win this fight. They might win that fight, but it's a close call. They do have a martial advantage, though, so that's not so bad. You guys, let's see here. Actually come up here and try to snipe some of these guys here, just to be safe, and then get to work on Ebla itself. Getting Ebla under control will free up the battlefield quite a bit, so that would be good to do. And this force here should be fairly safe. We might be able to get there in time to intervene, but I don't really think so. Let me see what I can do, actually. Let me force march over in this direction. I might catch them on the way out, or the battle might still be going on. It could be the case. Not expecting to make it in time, though. Alright, palace over here is done. What do I need over here for the people? Noble happiness immediately. Do I have any external noble happiness trades? I have lots of cloth I can trade in. Yes, please. Noble happiness improving will help our loyalty quite a bit. Alright, come on. Yeah, this is a long, drawn-out fight, so I don't think we're gonna get here in time to participate in this first battle, but I think we're gonna catch the Ebla army after they win the fight. Ooh! Okay, that's pretty good. That's 2 years of 5% happiness for all of our people, all of our integrated people. That's quite good. Alright, come on. Hold out just a little longer. We are going to get into the fight in time. Here we come to save the day. Yes! We have arrived. Your overlord is here. Also, Abdestart. So this is our court philosopher. Again, he's a dire advisor. Oh god, no, not this event. 5 stability. God, I hate this event. That's brutal. That's messed up. Alright, well, at least we're going to win the Battle of Arati. Abdestart the Besieger coming in at the last minute to literally save the day. Good work. Alright, you actually come to... I want to do this. I'm going to have you come sack Araba first, and then work on Kufirit, and then work on Hermesh. I think that's the order we do that in. Alright, so most of these troops that were killed were surely from Tunip. Our actual army suffered only minimal losses. And importantly, Tunip's army wasn't fully destroyed, which means, if they're following me now, once our morale's back up, we can probably assault Ebla, especially if we get a breach. They also only have a level 1 fort at the minute. I think they may have had level 2 fort before, but now it's only level 1, so that's quite good. I also know that I'm building a PI reserve. I want to save up PI for some law changes and other uses, and probably, honestly, I'm going to save it up for quite a while to do a stability divine sacrifice thing. I think I'm also... let's see here. No, I'm going to wait on this because this has been invoked too recently. I need to wait until 9:10. I will save up to do a divine sacrifice because I had... like, these stability problems are not working for me. So, keep waiting. And then stop force marching and recover morale normally, please. Good. Alright, sack this over here. I could get Cruel, but I don't really want to get more Tyranny. We've been working so hard to lower Tyranny. Cruel would only cause trouble. Come and grab this. Yeah, and then once I control more, I'll give it over to Tunip. There's no reason to give it to Tunip right now. There's no like downside to holding it. Also, Tunip's just leaving, so that's great. We'll just start sieging Ebla with this army normally. It's totally fine. Alright. Yeah, this civil war over here is getting really complicated. But it's ongoing. Yeah, Jaffa's going to really struggle to respond to the civil war because they just don't have a lot of like concentrated forces, so it's going to be kind of deadlocked down there for a while. It's totally fine. Doesn't hurt me. Alright, I think these guys are coming over here to join with this force here, which is interesting. Let's come down and siege Hermesh. Fortunately, I have all those siege techs to help me with sieging, so that will speed this up. Alright. In fact, I think I'm going to split this army in half again and send one force around towards Zamar to speed up the sieging even more. And I think I'm going to split this army apart too. I think if I'm a little careful, a 2.2k stack should be fairly okay. I'm going to keep them near each other, and if I see any enemy forces gathering, I'm going to rush them back together, but I just need to speed up the sieging process here. We have an import route over here for more lapis. Yes. Well, I think we may have just been... yeah, actually, no, we lost one copy of lapis from somewhere because we had 18% at one point. That's unfortunate. But whenever we get another trade route available, we're going to re-secure another lapis trade. That's a bummer, but yeah, well, it is what it is. Is that a breach? No. Something else. Also, multiple sieges going at the same time gives us more chances for rolls. Oh no. What is going on? This lapis rate keeps coming and going. We're back up to 18%. Okay, that's fine. At least when we lose a copy of lapis, the lapis seller, we can immediately, on that same like moment, re-secure the lapis trade at that exact time, so that is pretty good. Alright, these guys are going to come over and presumably work on a cache, which they're not going to get very far with, so that's fine. I guess they might be going for Yafad. We can go back over and stop them if it comes to that. Also, if Tunip does stay at Zamer, I think I will assault it with the combined... Okay, they're not going for Zamer. Where are they going? Alright, let me allow attachment to these forces. That might encourage them to do that. Status quo up here. I think this force I'm actually going to send back down towards Yafat. These guys might be going for Anza, which we can retake easily. I'm going to come over and just have this force kind of hang around Yafat as kind of a reserve army. Let's see. Zamer has been reached. Good. Yeah, I think these guys are going for this stuff over here. Or if they're not, I can just go catch them easily. So that should be pretty good. Religious advance. Alright. Omen power 1%. Okay. What was I working towards? Oh, you know what? Earlier I said 10, 10, 10, 9. That's the advances, not the amount. So yeah, it's actually 10, 12, 11, 8. So it's a little better than what I said. But I was incorrect about that, so my mistake. I think I was working... Yeah, I'm working down towards Patrokinium for the insane bonus that gives you. Okay, Chironomia. We're not going to be able to get down even further quite yet, but this is going to be a good help. The traditional hand signals employed by those skilled in rhetoric give our words a weight and believability which they previously lacked. Alright, that's going to help with tyranny. Down to 1/4 of a point of tyranny per month, which is much faster than it used to be, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then this down here will really supercharge our PI gain. And we have a Civ tech advancement to do. We have 3 remaining level 1 techs to boost up. I think it's time for law progress. Not necessarily time for legions, which is what this is going to unlock. But provincial loyalty plus 0.05 would replace that idea that we switched on to and then switched off of before. So that would help with our provincial loyalty across the board. We have a lot of places that are around where that kind of bonus would, you know, really be felt. Yeah. Also, citizen happiness is great. Alternatively, tolling stations and capital import routes. Could we get even more lapis, I wonder? Coming out of my actual capital. I don't know if there's more lapis in the world. Let me investigate with a place that can do trades. Not there. Here we go. There's no more lapis in the world at the minute. That is for sale, at least, that we can reach. What would tolling stations do? Let me remind myself. So a sewage system. We could also get the thing that gives us a sewage system. Pop capacity and citizen happiness. That's quite good. Tolling station is import routes and base trade routes. Yeah, so tolling stations aren't as strong as sewage systems, in my opinion. So, sewage management would probably be better in that regard. Also, extra city building slots everywhere would be really handy. But I do think law codes is a better option overall. I don't think we have enough money sitting around to justify just building tons of buildings everywhere right this second. So let's grab law codes for new laws. This is going to be the Legion laws with this unlocks. And then provincial loyalty plus 0.05, and then national citizen happiness plus 5%. Alright. Yeah, we can now access Royal Guard. We can raise the Legion in the capital region. This is a big change to our military that we're not going to do right this second, obviously, because this does involve shredding our levy size multiplier from 7.50 to 1.50. So we really have to switch over from a levy-oriented game to a Legion one, which I'm not ready to do at the minute. I'm open to doing that for this campaign, but not right now. We have we've been doing just fine with our current system, needless to say. I'm going to siege this down. Go for it, that's fine. They're not going to get very far. I guess they could sneak down through like Yabrudu, but again, they can't get very far into my core without hitting a fort wall somewhere, so I think we're okay. Also, Tunip taking stuff is actually good, because I'm going to give this all to Tunip anyways, so would not be a problem. Palace in Darat is done. Alright, what can we get? We need some freeman happiness. Let's get some hemp. And let's build some more palaces. I've not been building palaces very quickly here. Let's see. As Soda needs a palace. And then PD already has a palace. And then Kinsaba isn't a city. I could also spend some tyranny to remove some existing cities, but I don't really think that's super helpful. A lot of these cities have good buildings that are giving me extra copies of resources to sell. giving me extra provincial loyalty, so I'm not in a huge rush for some of those more developed cities. Do I have palaces down here? I actually don't in some of these spots, at least in one of those spots. Yeah, so I should build a palace in Citium. That seems to be a good place to get that going. Then over here, Yerushalayim should get a palace as well. That's all of our money for now. Okay, wealthy patron. The city of Yardena has been often overlooked by the wealthy patrons of her capital. Today, however, Ahiram Abarid has offered to spend a sizable quantity of his wealth to construct a grand temple to somebody. This is my son, I believe. He has requested our permission before he embarks on the construction. So, Ahiram gains popularity, which isn't a bad thing. He gains pious, which I don't know what that does. Probably gets good. Loses some of his personal wealth. And Yardena gains beautiful temple. Let's see, Yardena is... Yeah, that's right, it's down here. Population happiness in Yardena is not a bad thing. I think this is actually perfectly fine. Yeah, very well. That sounds fine. Yardena is a city that's nice to get some bonuses for. Where are these guys going? I do not know. I'm gonna try to catch them in force march. I might be able to catch them. Here comes the Ebla forces. This army shouldn't be able to beat any of my individual armies, unless it gains a lot more manpower. It's at low morale, so we're safe for like a second. I'm gonna try to catch these guys. Oh, we are gonna catch these guys over here, I think. Yeah, we're gonna catch them down here. Canaan needs a governor. Okay, I think my governor may have died. It doesn't notify you, which I wish it did. Let's just grab somebody with high finesse for now. This guy's very old, though. Honestly, I think I might promote Bamakal Milkermid. He's from a great family, which they're going to like. His stats are okay, but he has a good trait that I like. Freeman happiness 8%. And no corruption problems, no bad loyalty traits. I guess he is selfish, but he has other loyalty. His loyalty is fine, basically. So let's hire that guy, and then we have to fix all of the... God, I hate that happens. Alright, Canaan. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so Yerushalayim. Yeah, we're going to have to spend a bunch of our PI that's been built up to fix all this. Annoying, but it's okay. This is part of why I want to have younger governors, because we're not dealing with this as often. It's manageable. Down here. Yeah, so this is all able to stay on integration, which is great. Alright, let's catch these guys at Kubai Bat. Or not. Oh. Well, that was broadcasted wrongly. Alright, there should be a stack wipe. Yep. I want to catch these guys, but I kind of need to get back up here. I'm a bit nervous about all these forces. These guys are leaving the area, though. So let me see if I can run over and catch those guys and do a stack wipe real quick. Not sure how that's going to work, though. Maybe we won't be able to catch them. We will catch them over here in Hilal, so that's actually okay. We'll just keep waiting here. Yeah, this swing army needs to kind of get back into play here kind of soon. They're going to retake this, which is annoying, but I'm getting some stack wipes for the trade-off, so that's not so bad. Alright, you come up this direction. This force should be able to beat these guys even when they're on force march. Let's try to run over and catch this force here. Catching out the Ebla army is worth having to retake that, so perfectly fine. Alright. Although if these guys link up together, I may not be able to dislodge them. With their low morale, this might be winnable once these guys link up. 3 and 3 versus 5. This would be kind of a risky fight, I think. Be attacking the plains. Yeah, I think I'd win the fight, but I'd take large casualties, which I think at the minute is actually okay. I don't want these guys to be able to sneak away and go somewhere weird. So let me go and take this fight. Let's see. I think I will... I don't remember who moves first in this situation. Oh, you know what? I'll either catch all of them, or I'll catch the smaller reinforcement army, which is actually good either way. So I am not upset about that. Next, we'll see what happens in the 6th. Fort over here is done. Okay, that's good. Right, back over here. Alright, we just caught the smaller... This is actually pretty perfect. We just caught the smaller army. Maybe we stack wipe them? I do not know. What do we need down here? Yeah, really, we need everything we can get. I guess we'll start with the Freeman happiness bonuses. It's limestone. Alright. Let's see, can we win this fight before those guys get here? Please. Yes, alright, now we're the defender, which doesn't help a lot, but this is more of an even fight now, because we don't have full morale. But yeah, I think we're gonna. I agree with the game. I think we're gonna win this fight here in Kriza when these guys arrive, because they're not at full morale. So that was a straight up misplay by the AI here. But we're gonna have to see what happens from this misplay in the next episode of the Dammâseq campaign. Sorry for a little cliffhanger ending. We've had so many peacetime episodes that I'd love to do a little wartime cliffhanger. Anyways, we're gonna call it here just so that we have a nice earlier ending for an episode. But thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Dammâseq campaign, and I'll see you all next time.